relaunch in the AIO SEO world. We're going to be discussing it is easier to rank on Google than most people think. I want you to get all your SEO questions together, your business questions, any questions you have, and drop a comment below. Let me know you're here. I'm going to go ahead and share this live video in some groups. I'd love to ask you a favor. If you're watching this live, share it on your wall. Let other people know about it. Don't keep it a secret. Let other business owners know as well. And I'm going to share it right now as well with some groups. And just get your questions together. And we're here to help people. Just remember that. Let's get this done real quick. So yesterday we audited the website. Now we're going to show you what's the next step, because he needs some new layouts on his website. So it's not going to be as simple as, hey, let's just start SEO, which is what most people do. They just start SEO and then they wonder why they're not getting any results. It's because they put no thought, no intention into it. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and pull up yesterday SEO audit report from Link Assistant, just to show you what it looked like, because it took a while to pull all his pages because there were so many, even though they're crap. You have 92,000 issues. Just on warnings, you have 10,000. Errors, you have 4,200. You have 4,500 resources restricted from indexing. You're not just in broken links, you have 7,200. Okay. So number one, obviously, we need to fix all the technical issues. But with him, what we went over yesterday is a lot of the CRO or conversion rate optimization and other things that are on his website that need to be fixed, must be fixed before we even start SEO. So what we're going to actually be doing now is fixing the layout of the site, giving it a new layout and a new look. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go over some other things. What would we normally do? So let's go ahead and pull up his website real quick again. And we'll go over what we're going to be doing. And Jeff, I need you to reply back to that the message I sent you. Need permission. Most people they start SEO and they just go, hey, let's just do SEO. Let's slap some backlinks and shit like that. And then they don't rank, and then they're wondering why. And well, it's because you put no thought into it. So he's doing, it's mainly restoration for water, fire, mold, and flood. So what we need, and most people don't understand, is they just go emergency, fire, mold, and flood. And Google thinks of thousands and thousands and thousands of variations, right? And so what we're going to do, I'm going to give you my prompt to build a sitemap. So here's the thing. Google, what you need to do is teach them who you are, right? We already discussed this. Who you are, what you do, where you do it at, right? Besides that, you need what else? You need to be the expert. So I want the prompt to build me an in-depth SEO map that establishes true topical authority, not just keywords, semantic goals to cover all subtopics related to your core topic, blah, 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 blah. And going over here, JGW for what? Emergency restoration services. For what? Water, fire, mold, flood. Now, even if it doesn't get it right, understand this. When you're building out a topical sitemap, you don't want to just cover, well, I make hamburgers. That's it, right? You want to cover, so for example, his number one thing should be emergency restoration services. This is the main homepage pillar. It needs to cover what? 24/7, disaster recovery, property damage, residential, commercial, insurance, emergency mitigation. Internal links going to other pages: water, fire, mold, flood, storm, sewage, smoke, emergency insurance. Then you got this, which is going to be supporting articles or blogs. Okay, that's just one aspect of it. So this prompt, as you've seen, that we've created, creates this huge, topical authority, makes you the number one entity in the area. You're supporting articles or blogs to be like this. Those all go to those homepage pages. Then next, this is going to be another page, which is the water restoration. You're going to cover water extraction, structural dyeing, iceberg cleanup, all these things, all these pages, and then these sub pages, and these supporting articles, and these location pages, if you're in a said city. Okay. And in his case, he's going after, well, pull it down here, but I forget the name of the city right off the bat. I think it is, I want to say, Vegas. So we're going to be covering all his city pages, but as well will be based on that. Then fire damage, well, soot, fire, odor, fire restoration, emergency fire, structural fire, fire debris, smoke remediation. Then here's his sub pages. All right, subservice pages. So you got your main pages and then subservice. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's like 18 to 20 pages for most. Then you got supporting articles on each of them. Then you got the location pages. Then you got mold remediation. Then you got the sub on that. Now, I can go so far as say, okay, I want at least 500 pages pages and sub pages. Please make it extensive. And I say 500, it's generally 300 to 500 pages worth. So, for example, emergency restoration, water, fire, mold, flood, storm, sewage, smoke, biohazard, commercial, residential, disaster, and it goes on and on and on and on. So you'll have, when we're done, about 500 pages. If you would like my prompt, comment below and I will send it over to you. But as you can see, what we're now going to do once we're done, because these are all the silos that you have, we will then take all of this content, create all of this content. Now, the one good thing with AI is it's gotten 1,000 times easier to make content. You not only need to make the content, though, we want to make it where it is going to show up in AI overviews. And besides AI overviews, it's also going to show up, obviously we want it to be humanized. We don't want it to look AI-ish. We want to add certain things in like facts and users' experiences, etc. And here's a little trick for you. So let's say I take this keyword right here, this phrase, and I wanted to get an AI overview. One of the quickest ways is not every phrase, not every keyword is popping up in AI overview. But if it does, like this one does, which is CDC guidelines for water damage cleanup, we can then write that page and structure that page in such a way that AI will want to pull it, if you understand what I mean. But we'll go over that on a later date. But for today, I just wanted to show you, this is how we're going to build out our content. Now, when you look at the sitemap here and you look at the sitemap he currently has, you're going to begin to understand why he's not ranking. Because Google, once again, wants to know who are you, what services you offer, and where you're at. And the only way to be seen as an expert is by answering questions that people are asking about said topics. So let's say Los Angeles. So are we writing people also ask? Are we also writing up people also search? You know, are we answering the questions that people will be asking about it? Right here, what's restoration service, what's emergency, what's largest restoration company? All those different people also ask, you need to be answering if you want to be seen as the fourth part of it, who you are, what service you offer, where you're at, and they want you to be seen as an expert. To be seen as an expert, you need to answer every possible topical authority question. You need to answer and cover every topic. If you're not answering every topic, they're not going to see you as an authority. They're not going to see you as an expert, and you want to be seen as an expert. You don't have to have thousands of reviews. You don't have to have hundreds of reviews. You don't have to have a huge SEO budget. But what you do need to do is put out the content. Not just put out the content, but in a very specific manner. So for example, once we do the sitemap, once we build the pages, and that's all done, we're going to go over how, for example, when we do a blog, where do we get the topic from? We've already shown you, which is from people also asked. Then once we do the blog, what's the next step? We do a YouTube video. Then after that, we do a podcast. After that, we do a press release. After that, we do backlinks. It's not only important as to the strategy. It's not, okay, this is the strategy, got to do this. It's also important in the order in which it is done. Okay, so this is why in day 2 today, ranking on Google is easier than people think, or most people think. We are covering something that's going to seem so basic to you guys. It's just the structure. We want to make it extremely easy, not only for Google, but for people. When they come here, they know what we offer. They know what services we're covering. They not only do know that, but then on top of it, for example, the site, this ain't chopped. This looks like crap. It's in proper order. You have content, then a call to action. You don't cover right now, the way the site is, you don't cover enough. You don't cover enough topics. You don't cover enough subjects or what people are searching for. If you want to show up on Google, you need to answer what people are searching for. So that's what that's what we did today. Today was the sitemap. Seems pretty simple. But next is we're actually going to go ahead and start working on the edits that we discussed. The edits we discussed is the whole layout of the website. Mainly this site, we need an entire new website. So we're working on that. Once that is ready, we're going to launch it. And we will show you that. What we use when we're building out a website, we use Elementor. And we use WordPress, obviously. We use it mainly because it is convenient. By convenient, meaning I can add certain things and it makes the way I do SEO much easier for me. And it's a content management system, which makes it easier for business owners that don't know HTML, they don't know coding, and it makes it much easier for them to manage If they want to add images, add videos, add content, add pages, or add blogs themselves, they can do so very easily. So if you have any SEO questions, drop them below. If you'd like me to ever SEO audit any business you have, any website you have, if you have a GMB, whatever, send it over to me, comment on the video, and I will gladly do so. Like I said, we're just simply helping business owners. This video is for a free, we're doing it for free for this guy named Jeff Gitlin. We're auditing his website so far. Day 1, we audited his site. Day 2 is I'm showing you now, okay, here's the site map. Because at the same time of building the website, we are actually going to build out the content. Now, content-wise, we wind up putting on your website, if you want to see this, we wind up putting on your website about 500,000 to 1 million words of content, just to give you an idea of how much that costs, just the content alone. So if it's 1 million words of content, it's about $2,000. You know, we do it cheaper when people buy in bulk, but content alone, you're talking about 500 to 1,000 pages of content. So why do I say it's easier than most people think to rank on Google? Because it is. Most people think it's backlinks or they think it's some SEO trick, when in reality is Google just simply does not see you as the authority. And the quickest way to be seen as an authority is by answering what their users, their end user, which are searchers like me and you that use Google, are asking about your subject. And so that's why we build out so much content. Now with the content, everybody always asks, well, do you put it out a little bit at a time? Do you drip it out? No. What we do, we put it all out at once. And people will say all the time, well, then Google's not going to index it all and all that stuff. That's not true. Google indexes it. Google will not index your content if your content is not user-friendly, and it seems like it's more AI-ish. They will do so. Now, on a monthly basis, we put out 4 blogs a month. We can put out more, but most of our clients get about 4. Now, when I first build a site, they're getting hundreds and hundreds of pages all at one time. And yes, they're all getting freaking indexed. About 90% or more of a rate of indexing. So, but the number one thing is you need to be seen as the entity, the expert. Entity is basically just a fancy semantic way of saying expert. The number one brand, the number one king kahuna in the area, you know. But like I said, we're going to be working on this website. So for example, what type of, you know, what do our web builds normally look like? So for example, instead of what he currently has, you'll have something more like this. Looks much more professional, the way it's laid out and everything. So that's what we're going to be giving you. We're working on that, and we're going to be working on the content. If you have any questions regarding content or anything, just let me know. If you have any questions you want me to SEO audit, I had a guy reach out to me today. He's new in business, and he wants mentorship and advice. So if you ever need mentorship and advice, you can also go to my website at wolfforestdigitalagency.com. In the top right-hand side, click Speak to William, and I will gladly get on a call with you and discuss any SEO questions or business questions or mentorship questions that you have. So I'm going to next, just give you an example what I will do. So next is I'm obviously going to take the sitemap and I'm going to create a Google document. And this is for I'm just going to take it and basically put it all together. And basically, now once I'm done, I'll make it into an SOP that I can hand off to my staff. Now all I'm going to do once it's done with this, I'm going to put it on here into this document, and I'm going to give it over to my staff and have them implement it. That is very simple. The core, SEO strategy, then gets, obviously content writers. So tier one, this is all I want. Tier one, primary pillars, required pillars, all these pillars. These are all pillars. Flood damage, storm damage, right? And all that. I'm going to put it into this document for them. So all I'm doing right now is putting in a sitemap. So you see, the main city, and I'm going to tell it, say, and the main city is Los Angeles. So it's going to be about 500 plus pages when you're done. And I'm going to give it over to my staff and we'll put it inside the system so we can get started on that. But as you can see, it's putting it out. It's almost done. Takes a little bit of time, but all right, now I'm going to take this over here. So as you see, it's just going to bullet it out for me. I'll make sure it's got everything I want in it. So on your home page, it should have all of these various services. And then next pillar is going to be water damage restoration. And your main pillar, obviously, water damage restoration. Then it will go into these sub pages. And then it will create supporting articles as well. And then we'll also I particularly do not do my location pages that specific way. So supporting articles, main page. Okay. Next. Fire damage. And then I go to mold remediation. Then the next one flood. Storm damage. Sewage. Storm damage. And then also what you want to do is the video silo structure as well. Once you get videos, facts, case studies once you get them, and then videos once you get them as well. Phase 1 is mainly your homepage, your pillars. After you're doing your homepage, your pillars, and your main commercial pages. Phase 2 is your subservice, your informational articles, your facts. Phase 3 is the city, the case, and then the video pages. And phase 4 is continuing with the neighborhood pages, county pages, expansion of clusters, etc. So I'm gonna get these main two real quick. These other two. Supporting articles. And then the sewage. If he even wants to do sewage, because but it's, for me, it's not, it's a given. You must do it because Google says it's a part of what storm damage, etc. can be. So so next as well is we're going to cover the neighborhoods around Los Angeles and the county and etc. Okay. Give me a list of the, and we'll go over this in more in depth on another video where I'm going to show you how to do the neighborhood and city pages. But for now, give me a list of the and what I will do is we'll add those into this sitemap. So we'll go ahead and have it done. All right, so now it's done. I mean, so what we'll be doing on another video, I'm going to show you how to do the advanced city and neighborhood page once the website's alive and up. So any questions so far? All right, so guys, go ahead and get off here. And like I said, next is we're currently working on the website. And we're working on the content. Now, once the website and the content's done, then we'll proceed to the next part. So those are the main things. And after you do that, then obviously we'll do the mobile page view. We'll also do the technical. Once all that's done, then we'll get into Google Search Console, Google Analytics, everything else. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. And then once we do that, we'll start with all the off-page SEO. And we'll show you how you rank something and how we get movement in less than, I know everybody else tells you it takes months. It takes us like 2 weeks, and we start getting movement in the rankings. Okay, we guarantee rankings in 3 months or less, or we issue a refund. So remember, the way your business is, the way your life is based on the decisions you've made or you haven't made and that you're avoiding. The life you have now is because of the decisions you've made, and the life you have is what you yourself have forged. Remember, my name is William Jones. I look forward to see you at the top.